Hey you, it's Jess here and welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing a plan with me for the week of December 16th through the 22nd, so the week before the holidays officially started, and I'm using the Scribble Prints Co kit, Deck the 90s, which is an exclusive art that I did for this year, and obviously it's a 90s themed Christmas set. I am pairing this with a sparkly red foil bundle from Scribble Prints Co and a gold Christmas foil bundle from Press, just to like level out that red a little bit, because you know I'm not a huge fan of red or red foil. So, but there's still plenty, and it still fits very much the 90s Christmas feeling of being super over the top. Now I decided, because I bought the 2 extra colors that came with the kit, that I was gonna do bring in those 2 colors at least one day. So only the yellow, I think only the yellow gets repeated, and I used the red on the sidebar, but I think it turned out well, and I'm looking forward to having a bit more colors throughout. If you saw the haul when I hauled this, the colors I chose were kind of based off old-fashioned Christmas lights, how you would always have like the multicolor fun lights, and it was almost usually this combination of colors, which is why I chose this one. But yeah, so we're going to color block, but we're going to be using the 2 extra colors added in to the set. And yeah, I think the base turned out pretty fun. It has pretty minimal red in it. I mostly used the gold. I used the bottom washi red bow and the red bow glitter head overlays on top of each like full box, and then the rest I used the gold from Press's kit. But we're going to be using red icons and scripts, so you know there'll be more red throughout. I just wanted the gold on the bottom and the bougie boxes just to like bring it down a little bit, but otherwise I guess that's everything for the base. I did end up adding some extra foil to the bottom washi, which I'll show you now that we are gonna finish up the base and come in person. So I did put Wind and Truth on the side. It was the book I was reading, and I finished it on Tuesday. And then the bottom washi, I just added the ornaments from the gold set because I thought it was something missing down here on the bottom washi, so I think that turned out really cute. It really brings the gold and the red together. But yeah, let's just get started on this week. First things first, we're gonna put in, which color is this? I think this is actually the dark green from the extra colors. So let's pull this in instead. We have Coffee Monday, as I usually do, and then we have the video for Planmas, which was my 2016 to 2017 flip through, and then we also did work. So I released this week my Darkling set, which was my last art set for 2024. And it was just a fun fantasy set that I was inspired by the Notebook Therapy lucky bag for this year that I unboxed it this Planmas. I think maybe it was the 10th of December. And yeah, I just ended up basing this set around that, because I also used that set to inspire me to draw my elf character for the Magical Readathon, which also has a setup during Planmas. And I just turned the elf into a whole kit. But yeah, let's put in this flip through. So yeah, I was just working on that kit this week. And then I also was playing Infinity Nikki pretty much every day because it has like daily stuff. It's just one of those games. So I decided I had this whole sheet of ugly sweater munchkins. Yeah, ugly sweater munchkins, and I thought all the colors pretty much went with this set, and Infinity Nikki is a game about clothes and dressing up, so I thought that'd be fun to market. But I think I am going to buy some scripts for Infinity Nikki, so I'm going to leave that blank. Well, no, I'm just gonna write it in because I'll use the scripts in my New Year planner, in my 2025. That's fine. And then after playing Infinity Nikki, we were watching Malcolm in the Middle, and we're up to season 5 now. I'm still really enjoying it. And then Heidi got some mail this week. We got a whole lot of her cat food, but also Locke bought her a new cat tree, which is like, it's like a tube and it has 2 holes in it, like so she can go into 2 levels of like little hidey holes. And then a nice top for her to sleep in, just to replace what we had next to the door. I won't talk about it. I can't say where it is because it's hard to describe, but she needed a new tree and Locke picked that up for her and she really, really loves it. And her lying in the little circular top is so cute. She's like a little loaf. And then I was just reading Wind and Truth. And that was Monday. So Tuesday we're going to Yellow. And I had a video, my reaction to my old art clips video went up, and that was a fun video to look back at my old art and be like, whoa, it definitely shows you practice makes perfect. But yeah, that was a fun little video. And then it was payday, so just put this in with the little red icon. And then I was doing more work. I'm just using these Stick with the Plan Co Christmas pen, holiday pen people, which I really love her Halloween and her Christmas ones. And then we put on a bean chili on the slow cooker for the day. It was really nice. We've been switching it up, trying to have more beans and lentils. Lentils are a really good replacement for minced meat, or even just like you halve the minced meat and the rest of the half is lentils, like to sort of bring down the cost of meat or eating less of it. So yeah, we've been doing a lot more beans and lentils and things and enjoying that. And then I did my little dailies in Infinity Nikki. And then I was going to do some other stuff, but Locke was close to finishing Wind and Truth, and we just both, right after dinner, we just both went to bed and read Wind and Truth, and I finished it up that night, as did Locke. So yeah, I gave it 5 stars. It's a lot of a book. I mean, it's 1,300 pages, but it's like separated into 10 days. And like it just keeps on chugging, and yeah, it was interesting. Like it's the end of the first arc of a 10-book series, so it's 5th book. And I wouldn't say it's actually. At first, I was like, maybe it's a cliffhanger, but actually, I don't think it's a cliffhanger. I feel like we're in a good spot, like in character growth. Like our character arcs are pretty much fulfilled, and now we've just set up this whole new sort of situation for the next 5 books. So it's not really a cliffhanger, but also I still do want to know what's going to happen next. But I'm happy with where the characters are, and it's interesting where the world is. If you don't know, Stormlight Archive is just a really big high fantasy series. But instead of like dragons and stuff, it has like crab creatures and crustaceans. And I don't know, it's just really cool. So, and we're also kind of leading into some sci-fi stuff. But yeah, so we finished up Wind and Truth this day, and I really did enjoy it. Alright, so now we have Wednesday, and that video was my magical readathon journal that I was just talking to you about. And then I did work, and then I played some Infinity Nikki. Look, I have to log in every day. It's a gacha game. So, you know, I want to collect all there's been an event on called Companions Day. So I was playing that new event and making up diamonds and stuff so I could get pulls on the banners. The whole, I don't know, lingo of it. And then December 30th, we're getting another new event. So I think this game is going to be like non-stop, which is fun. So I have a lot more room left, and I'm not doing any more blue, so I'm just gonna use this pattern one and this. So then we just watched some more Malcolm in the Middle, and so this night we had our bean chili with rice, and then this day we made chili cheese fries with the leftover chili. It's really tasty. And then I was reading a graphic novel that Andrea gifted me for my birthday called The Adventure Zone Part 1. Here There Be Goblins, I believe. And it's based off a podcast by the McElroys, which is so funny because, yeah. It was just so funny reading it because I couldn't stop thinking, because I've watched podcasts and videos with the McElroys before this, so I know exactly how their voices sound, and it's kind of like even more crazy reading the book because I couldn't help but laugh extra hard because I knew what they sounded like in the graphic novel. It's like their D&D podcast, and they've made it into a graphic novel. So that was fun, and I gave it 4 stars because I finished it on Thursday, and I've put the second book on my want to read. And that is the first half of the week. You can see instead of reading my usual books like Kindles or whatever, I'm just bringing in some Christmas doodles to make it more, I don't know, festive. Then we have the second half of the week. So Thursday, I had a plan with me go up. So yeah, a plan with me went up. And then I was doing some more work. I had to finish the setup. Oh no, I was going to try and finish it on Thursday, but it just wasn't any close, so I decided to finish it up on Friday. And yeah, just, do what I could at the time. And then I just have here that we put in the slow cooker a buttered chicken curry. Again, with all beans, actually. So it wasn't buttered chicken, it was buttered beans. Anyway, but that turned out really tasty. I just used a Christmas sticker for that. I just wrote buttered beans. We used buttered chicken sauce, but we used beans and lentils, so I don't know. It still works. And then, of course, Infinity Nikki. And then we watched the last 2 episodes of What We Do in the Shadows. The show is now finished. That's the end of the show. But I thought the ending was really good. I enjoyed it. Vampires are vampires, you know what I mean? So I enjoyed that ending. Whoops. I put this the wrong way around. But I thought it was kind of funny because I ran out of TVs and the red icons, but I did have this like little blood drip. I thought that'd be perfect in the sparkly red to mark the end of What We Do in the Shadows. I've really enjoyed the show, and I'm looking forward to binge watching it again in the future now that it's all finished. And then this is when I finished that graphic novel. Alright, and then we go to Friday. So Friday's the last day of work. I'm using the pink one. And yeah, so I had to get these set finished. So I had my declutter kits go up, which I think turned out really well. We love a declutter. And then I'm going to do this. I'm going to do it this way. And then I just had to work on the listings. They just take a little bit of time, a couple of hours. But yeah, I had to finish the elements and the papers before I could do the listings. So I got the listings in here. Alright, and then we had the new release of Darkling. And then while I was working, I was starting my next audiobook, which is going to carry over into January, but it is The Sword of Kaigen by ML Wang. yeah, so I'm enjoying that. All I knew was that I'm doing it for the winter reading challenge from SPC, from the reading journal stickers, and it's like a winter snowy setting. Like it's up on a mountain, so it's like implied that it's snowy cold. And all I knew was that it was a fantasy book and it was really good. And it's different though. It is a fantasy book and it's based off of like Japanese and Chinese and Korean, maybe Korean, but I feel like there's definitely some Japanese and Chinese influence in there, like an Eastern-based world. And they're like the sort of Kaigen, that their family is just in the area is really about being sword fighters and having this special power that they use to have, and they can like create swords out of ice and stuff. But at the same time, there are fighter jets in this world, and there are fighter jets made out of glass. So I don't know. I've only just begun, so I'm interested to see. And there's also kind of like holographic TV. Anyway, it'll be interesting to see how it keeps going. So it's kind of a mix, I feel like, at this point. Oh, and then we had our groceries delivered, and there was a whole drama about it. In that none of our freezer stuff got delivered. And the delivery person's just like, you have to call the store. And so we ended up being on chat for like over half an hour. Locke was on chat for over half an hour to be like, what happened? Because we paid for it. It was on our receipt, but we didn't get any of the freezer food or the freezer bags. And the person, obviously customer service, was trying to figure out what the heck happened. And all they could really explain at the very end was that there was some challenges at the delivery truck place. And I guess maybe it never got on the truck. I don't know. They said challenges. So, and we ended up getting a refund of the missing food plus a coupon code. So we were able to order the missing food for delivery on Saturday, and we didn't have to pay for delivery. So yeah, that was just a whole thing. It was just confusing because the delivery person didn't have very good English, which, you know, that's understandable. So it was kind of hard to understand like what happened at first. And then of course customer service took a long time. But anyway, we ended up getting it because one of our main things for Christmas, we're cooking a ham, and we're actually cooking it today. It was a frozen ham, so it wasn't in the order. So like, oh. But we ended up getting it. And then of course I was playing Infinity Nikki. So that was Friday. I didn't mark grocery delivery on Saturday. It's a given. It's a given. But yeah, so we had the extra delivery on Saturday for all the frozen goodies. And so I had the video. It was my 2025 journal setup, which ended up being kind of huge. It's had like 3,000 views on it. And well, it's too bad I no longer have AdSense on, but oh well. But yeah, so I got some not so nice comments, obviously, also because it reached the outer world, and that's, yeah, so I don't know. I got a pretty meh comment, which makes me not really want to film anymore, but we'll see. I'm trying. I'm forcing myself to film right now. You probably could tell in my voice maybe, but I don't know. Still, I like my journal setup, so that's nice. And then we were just cleaning the whole apartment, and I did some filming. But cleaning up the whole apartment just so it'd be nice for the Xmas week. And then we washed some clothes. I played Infinity Nikki. And then at the end, we just have, now I don't know if I can fit both of these in here. But my sticker for wash clothes is pretty big. So let me try and move this up, just so I can fit both in. It's gonna be a tight fit. Will overlap a little on the bottom, but it looks fine. As long as it's not overlapping the bottom washi, I'm happy. So yeah, wash clothes. I just wanted to use this sort of Christmas sweater sticker. We have Infinity Nikki. Then Malcolm in the middle. And then I started reading a book on Kindle for my December reading challenge, and this was The Ballad of Black Tom by Victor Lavelle, which was really interesting. I finished it the next week, so I guess I could talk about it next week. But it's a retelling of a H.P. Lovecraft like cosmic horror book. And it's not too long, it's like 200 pages. But it's from the perspective of a black man, written by a black man, because if you don't know, H.P. Lovecraft is insidiously racist. So I feel like there's been a lot of reclaiming of his work by black authors and black readers, which is really interesting to read from that perspective instead. And sort of like, I'll just talk about the book now because we can talk about other things Christmas week on the next week. But what was really good about it was this juxtaposition between this cosmic horror of an unknown force called the Sleeping King. And it's juxtapositioned by being a black man in the 20s in New York and how everyone views him as a monster. And it's sort of this idea of, if you're going to call me a monster, then I might as well be a monster. And actually, like, the horror of having to live, and the malice and cruelty that you have as a black man living in New York in the 20s and, well, onwards, the 1920s. 1920s and onwards. It's sort of like, well, compared to the cosmic horror, this is its own kind of horror. Yeah, so I thought that was really interesting and well done. And that's the Ballad of Black Tom, if you want to read that. But yeah, I enjoyed that. And I gave it 4 stars in the end. And I've actually put on my to be read. I want to pick up and read his other book. Well, he has a few other books, but he has one called Lone Women, and it sounds really interesting. And they're all kind of like a horror kind of thing, I think. So on the last day of Sunday, I had my 2024 reading journal flipped through. I did some more laundry, and then of course I played some more Infinity Nikki. Yeah, so I forgot that I'm supposed to be talking right now because I haven't written it out yet. But in Infinity Nikki, on laundry, we washed the bedding, so we'd have nice clean bedding for the new week. Okay, and then most of the rest of my day was spent baking. We were making a trifle for Christmas dessert to have like throughout the week into Christmas. So we had to get it started because we did it from scratch. So we made a vanilla cake to be the bottom. We made a cherry jelly, or as Americans call it, Jello. For one of the layers, which was super easy. We just used cherry juice and gelatin, and we're able to make our own Jello. And we didn't end up we forgot to put any sugar in it, but that way you can very easily make your own jellies, and you don't have to put up with all the like dyes and sugars and things if you don't want to. We more made it from scratch because you can't really easily buy jelly like that here in Finland. But yeah, we made a cherry jelly, and then we also made a custard, just vanilla custard, 2-layer in there as well. Super easy. Well, it took a while to get all 3 of them done, but then they could all be put in the fridge, and we ended up putting the trifle together on the Monday. And then I just binged some YouTube videos, catching up a bit on other people's Christmas December videos. We had roast chicken for dinner, and we watched Malcolm in the Middle. So that is this week all finished. So we're going to put it in the planner and put some last minute little sparkly deco bits throughout, and we'll be all done. So that is the finished spread. We're looking really fun. Once again, I don't know if I feel like putting sparklies. It just feels like a lot right now. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, but this was our Deck the 90s week. Just super bright and 90s feeling to lead up to the week of Christmas. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. I think this is actually my last video for 2024. So thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me this year. I've appreciated all of your lovely comments and likes and subscriptions. I hopefully can continue on next year if I get the energy back. I'm just not feeling great right now from those comments, but on my training journal, but that's just what you get on YouTube. It's just because I feel like for a long time I haven't really had much growth. It's just been kind of you guys just hanging out with me in the same group who are just so awesome. And you get used to like not being attacked on YouTube anymore because it used to be like incessant. So it was kind of like meh to have it happen again, but we will see. The price we pay for growth on social media, I guess. I just make these videos because they're fun, and when I do my little planning, I feel like I would like to film it and share it. But I guess I might have to reevaluate in the new year. But I am thankful for every one of you who's watched this year and any other years. I did begin in 2016, so I've been doing YouTube for a long time for some reason. But yeah, it's been nice to hang out with you, and I hopefully will see you in the new year. But yeah, I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, and stay safe and healthy. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. I love you. Bye-bye. Remember that you matter. I have a little thing in my description box. Bye-bye.